I'm Lena Gebhardt. It's now May 2nd, and we're out here on DePaul's quad, where the encampment has continued for its third day. After an unsuccessful meeting with admin yesterday, encampment negotiators say they aren't planning on removing the encampment until all of their demands are met.
But I do think they're underestimating how long we're planning on staying here for. We're not sacrificing any of our demands, and we're going to be staying here as long as it takes.
A joint statement was released by DePaul Student Government President Parveen Mundi and the DePaul Divestment Coalition, which includes multiple organizations supporting the encampment. The statement claims that a meeting with the university's engagement team and encampment negotiators did not include administrators who hold, quote, any decision-making authority regarding the protesters' main demands. These include the university becoming more financially transparent and divesting from investments in companies or institutions that do business with Israel. Other demands include that the university, quote, call out genocide, join the city of Chicago in calling for a ceasefire, quote, assure amnesty for all encampment participants, and that the university take a stand against, quote, the doxing of encampment community members. The university has not responded to the protesters' claims or demands. While the DePaul administration continues to share updates regarding the encampment via email, negotiations between the Divestment Coalition and the university so far have not produced any agreements.
But I do not think the administration is taking us seriously.
Even when it rained this week, the protesters remained on site thanks to supplies such as tarps, ponchos, and umbrellas.
We had ponchos. Everybody came together, holding the tents down, and it, obviously, it lasted for 2 different times. But after that, we all rallied in the circle, chanting, clapping, and so I think it kind of goes to show DePaul that, rain or sunshine, we're gonna be here all day.
It's been raining on and off all day. It's pouring right now, but it's just past 11 p.m. and the third day of the encampment is nearing to a close. Now, yesterday night, CPD had warned protesters to maintain and stick to that 10 p.m. noise ordinance that goes into effect citywide, and the university also came out with a statement urging protesters to do the same thing. Going forward, the protesters say the next step is to continue negotiating with administration until their demands are taken seriously. Meanwhile, the encampment community continues to have scheduled programming throughout the day, such as a Shabbat dinner Jews for Justice hosted on the evening of Friday, May 3rd. Before and after the Shabbat, members of Jews for Justice prayed and shared their thoughts.
Our anti-Zionism rejects seeing the world through the lens of the eternal victim, unable to do any harm, and instead begs us to see ourselves as agents of change, autonomous beings, as humans who are both capable of evil and capable of fighting against our own oppression.
Jews for Justice is one of the many religious and social organizations on campus who say they're committed to supporting Palestinians and the divestment encampment at DePaul. On Sunday, May 5th, DePaul issued an alert asking students to avoid the Lincoln Park quad as counter-protesters and pro-Palestinian protesters face off near the north entrance of the quad. To avoid escalation between the two groups of protesters, the main entrance to the quad was blocked off by encampment protesters and monitored by the Chicago Police Department. According to a DePaul administrator, the university's public safety officers and Chicago police were continuing to work together to secure the scene at the protest and de-escalate when necessary. Matt Field, a counter-protester, feels negatively about DePaul's response to the encampment.
I think DePaul should shut this down. I think this is violent. I think Jewish students have been intimidated and harassed.
DePaul released a statement via Instagram claiming the encampment had violated multiple university policies. But Aaron, a DePaul adjunct faculty member, says he doesn't feel as if the encampment is disrupting the university's operations.
If it's not hurting anyone, and it's not stopping regular university life from happening, let them continue. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, and especially if, in my view, I feel what they're asking for is pretty reasonable.
During the demonstration on Sunday the 5th, one person was loaded onto an ambulance just off campus. No word yet on what happened. Encampment organizers and the university say they will continue to keep students and faculty informed during this time. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Lena Gebhardt.